So let's talk about some surprises this year. It's always fun, like thinking about the up and coming teams, right? So a few that are on my mind: the White Sox. Frank, I know you'll have your minutes. So give me a second. White Sox, Angels, maybe the Reds. You could go with any team, but those are three of the teams that prognosticators kind of think are on the rise this year. Give me a team, Al. Who are you looking at?
I like the Reds. I mean, they're coming off 6 straight losing season. But I think they have. I love the Mike Moustakas move. I like Nick Castellanos. I love Trevor Bauer. I think obviously very eccentric, but a power arm. And Sonny Gray, showed that was no fluke last year. The Cubs are retooling, so maybe there's a little window. The Reds feel like there's a little magic in Redstown.
All right,
and obviously for me,
go ahead.
It's going to be the White Sox. And I look at this team from top to bottom of that lineup. They can hurt you each and every position. The biggest key for them is going to be Michael Kopech. If Kopech can come back and start for this team, that gives them a legitimate power arm ace that can shut down anyone at any time. So I'm looking at the White Sox, but I do have one other team that I think some people are looking at, not others, and it's your team, KB, the New York Mets. I think they're one power bat away, and he's available. He needs to go out and get Yasiel Puig. If they get Yasiel Puig with the rest of that lineup, give them 4 legitimate outfielders with that starting staff who can shut down teams night in and night out, watch out for the New York Mets. And Luis Rojas is a really good manager. Felipe, Moises, all of them will be around to help him manage that ball club. Watch the New York Mets. They're the interesting team for me.
Well, let me ask this first of all. There's a two-parter. Frank, I'll start with you on that one. You talk about your White Sox. We know about the young talent with Eloy Jimenez and all those guys, Giolito and All-Star last year. How about getting the Parrot though? Adding the Parrot to that lineup.
Well, with him and Jose Abreu, that lineup is dynamite. But the kid, Luis Roberts, I'm gonna tell you right now, Alex. He's on that level. He was on Frank Thomas' level when he came in. This kid can do it all. I've watched him early this spring. I am shocked at the talent level of this kid, and he's deserving of all the hype because there's nothing on the field he can't do.
The Mets, I mean, look, yes, Alex and I both grew up with their story. We know what usually happens, but they do have a lot of talent. Interesting moves for them. We know about DeGrom, 2-time Cy Young, Syndergaard. But they go out and get Porcello and Waka as 4 and 5 guys in the rotation. So if, they got Betances in the bull, it's just a matter, it's always with them if it actually works. I mean, that they've got enough talent. I mean, do you think so, Alex? Do you think they've got enough talent? It's a very good division, the NL East.
Yeah, look, they did some good things last year. They had some good runs in the second half. I like Porcello coming closer back home. He's a Northeast kid. Still very young. And look, I love when competitive pitchers have a Cy Young year and then they struggle. I'm very bullish in, a guy like Porcello putting it all together. And if he does, and you have DeGrom in the front end, you have Pete Alonso, you have Conforto, there's some interesting pieces there and some wild cards. If Noah Syndergaard comes out right, I agree with Frank. They can be scary. The first month, how they got out of the gates is going to be vital.
And very important.
Frank wants to know. Go ahead, Frank.
No, what I'm saying is, you look at the lineup, they're scrappy day in, day out, but that starting staff, man. If they can keep Waka and Porcello healthy with the other 3 guys, they can shut teams out, 7, 8 games at a time. So if they can get another power bat, I know people are running away from Yasiel for some reason. He's a handful, but he's extremely talented. He will thrive in New York City because he loves the big city atmosphere. To go along with the rest of that outfield, he would be a great addition to that offense and give him a little more thump because that division is very, very solid this year, and it could be one of the best divisions in baseball.